Sir, now multiple cases we are going to discuss. 14 cases we will discuss, sir, so that you people can get much clarity about try catch finally. Okay, now do you know case 1? If there is no exception, sir, exception is not there. Can you please observe that? If there is no exception, which statements will be executed, sir? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, catch block won't be executed because there is no exception. Inner catch block, outer catch block won't be executed, right? Catch won't execute. 8, after that 9 will execute normally. This outer catch block won't execute. 11 finally block, and statement 12 also will be executed, and then it is the normal termination. If there is no exception except finally blocks, except catch blocks, the remaining statements will be executed. Because exception is not there, what the need of executing catch block? Now observe the flow. 1, 2, 3. Observe 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 6, and 7 won't execute. 7 won't execute because there is no exception. 7 won't be there. 8, 9. Okay, 8, 9, 8, 9, and after that this catch block of 10, it won't be executed, sir, because there is no exception. 11, 12 normal termination. 11, 12 normal termination. Remember that. So if there is no exception, okay, only 2 statements are not executing, statement 7 and statement 10, because both are related to catch blocks. Clear for all of you, right? Case 1, it's very easy, sir. Now observe the code. Case 2, sir. What is my case is, have a look once. If an exception raised at a statement 2, if an exception raised at a statement 2 and corresponding catch block matched. Sir, an exception raised at statement 2 and the corresponding catch block matched. What will happen? Take very special care. Sir, if an exception raised at a statement 2 and the corresponding catch block matched, which catch block is the corresponding catch block? Respond. Which catch block is the corresponding catch block? Is it inner catch block or outer catch block? Yes, sir, outer catch block. Because it is nowhere related to inner try catch finally. First I didn't enter inside inner try. That's why here this is, if an exception raised at statement 2 means now this catch block is the responsible. Okay, can you please tell? It is already matched. It is matched, sir. It is in a position to handle. What is the output we are going to get? I mean, which statements will be executed? Please confirm. In my offline sessions, online sessions, here there are n number of doubts the students are asking. Okay, that part I will discuss. Anyway, just one will be executed. Yes, I know one will be executed, and then while executing 2, the problem is coming. Now the control will goes to this catch block. Now the control will goes to this catch block. Okay, now this catch block matched 10, 10, and then finally, and then remaining statements normal followed by normal termination. 1, 10, 11, 12 normal termination I'm expecting. Can you please tell, is it valid or not? Here there is a small doubt is there. Sir, you told in the last videos finally block will be executed always, sir. So compulsory this inner finally also will be executed. Like sir, most of the people are having the doubt about this one. Sir, this finally is not going to execute. Like now take very special care about this point, sir. Observe carefully here. Some little explanation I will take. Here see, I have try block is there. Now listen, try block is there, and catch block is there. Catch block is there, and then finally block is there, sir. Now listen. I open database connection. I open DB connection inside a try block. I open DB connection inside try block. We have to close that DB connection. Where we require to close, sir? Inside a finally block, close DB connection. Inside a finally block, close DB connection like this. Open DB connection, close DB connection like this I'm taking. Now the point is, observe very carefully about this one. So once you entered in the try block, compulsory finally block will be executed to close the resources which are open at the part of try block. But now my question is, if an exception raised yet these statements are, assume that. So if an exception raised yet this statement outside of try block, now sir, no catch block, abnormal termination. In this case, finally block will be executed or not? No, because you didn't entered in the try block. If you didn't entered in the try block, you didn't open any resources, what is the need of closing? Okay, what is the need of executing finally block? So the conclusion is, once we entered inside a try block, compulsory finally block will be executed. If you didn't entered in the try block, then the finally block won't be executed. Remember this one, sir. Once I entered in the try block, compulsory finally block will be executed. But if I didn't entered in the try block, sorry, finally block not required to execute because I didn't open any resources. Clear for all of you, right? Now, sir, in our scenario, if an exception raised yet a statement 2, I didn't entered inside inner try. If you are not entering inside inner try, what is the need of executing inner finally? That's why in this scenario, inner finally block is not going to be executed. Take very special care, sir. Now statement 1 will be executed, and then while executing to the problem, now the corresponding catch block matched, now 10 and then 11 and then 12 normal termination. So for case 2, if an exception raised at statement 2 and the corresponding catch block matched 1, 10, 11, 12 normal termination. This is the thing what you should evade. Observe, sir, write on the paper, sir, think pleasant mind, with pleasant mind, then you can able to understand very easily, sir, dangerous cases. Legend. Next, the third one. If an exception raised yet a statement 2 and corresponding catch block not matched. Sir, corresponding catch block not matched. If an exception raised at statement 2 and the corresponding catch block not matched. Observe carefully, sir. If an exception raised at statement 2, which is the corresponding catch block? This is the corresponding catch block. Not matched, sir. If the corresponding catch block not matched, it is always abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed. That's why now observe that 1 will be executed. While executing 2, the problem is coming. Immediately corresponding catch block, sorry, not matched, abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, only finally block. That's why 111 abnormal termination. Sir, in the case of abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed, not remaining statement 12. Take very special care about this one. Sir, why it is not executed statement 12? It is not normal termination, it is abnormal termination. Before abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed. That's why case 3, what the answers are? 111 abnormal termination. Okay, well. Now, next cases, listen carefully. Slowly we are entering into next level. Case 4. If an exception raised yet a statement 5. If an exception raised yet a statement 5 and corresponding inner catch block matched. If an exception raised yet a statement 5 and corresponding inner catch block matched. Now observe. Statement 5 means here, sir. If an exception raised yet a statement 5 and inner catch block matched. Wow, good. Inner catch block matched. What is the flow? Now we have a look 1, 2, 3 executed. 1, 2, 3, 4 executed normally. 1, 2, 3, 4 executed normally. Now the problem at the 5. Immediately inner catch block matched. Now the control will comes to inner catch block. Inner catch block 7 will execute. Handle. Now the remaining finally block 8. already exception handle, remaining code also will be executed. 7, 8, 9 will be executed. After that, sir, outer catch not required because exception is already handled. That's why 10 won't execute. 11 will be executed. 12 will be executed, followed by normal termination. Are you getting? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. While executing 5, the problem is coming. Immediately catch block. 7, 8, 9, and then 11, 12, normal termination. So observe that 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 9, 11, 12, normal termination. That's all. So if an exception raised at statement 5 and the inner catch block matched, what is the flow? Okay, well. Now the next case. Don't worry, sir. Slowly we have to discuss. Now the next. If an exception raised at a statement 5, an exception raised at statement 5 and the inner catch block not matched but outer catch block matched. Observe that inner catch block not matched but outer catch block matched. Observe very carefully, sir. Here legend this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be executed normally. While executing 5, an exception raised. Immediately, JVM will check the corresponding catch block, inner catch block. Inner catch block matched or not matched? Not matched. If inner catch block not matched, then who is the responsible to handle this one? Outer catch block. Immediately, the control should goes to outer catch block. But before going to outer catch block, compulsory inner finally block should be executed. Which ones are inner finally block should be executed because you entered already inside inner try. Okay, inner finally 8 will execute inner finally and then outer catch. Yes, it is already matched. Now 10. So handled. Next remaining will be executed normally. 10, 11, 12, normal termination. Are you getting? So if an exception raised at a statement 5, inner catch block not matched but outer catch block matched, what is the flow? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, inner not matched, it will goes to the outer catch, but before going to the outer catch, only finally block will be executed. Next 10, 11, 12, normal termination. Can you please observe the flow now? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 10, 11. 8, 10, 11, 12. 12, normal termination. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, normal termination like this, right? Sir, what is the next thing? What is the next one? If an exception raised, sir, observe, up to this is very clear. I told, so better to write on the paper and pen, better to use, then you will get much clarity. Just by simply listening, I don't think you may get or may not get. Okay, next case. If an exception raised at a statement 5. Sir, if an exception raised at statement 5 and both the inner and outer catch blocks are not matched. Oh, an exception raised at a statement 5, inner catch block not matched, outer catch block also not matched. Are no catch block matched? It is always abnormal termination. But how the flow? Very important, sir. Have a look once. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be executed normally. 1, 2, 3, 4 will execute normally. Sir, yet a statement 5, an exception raised. If an exception raised at statement 5, immediately JVM will check for inner catch. Sorry, not matched. If it is not matched, I will go for outer catch. But before going for outer catch, okay, inner finally will execute. Only inner finally will execute. Now the control will goes to outer catch. Okay. Sir, now outer catch also not matched. If outer catch also not matched, abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed. 8, 11 and then abnormal termination. Are you getting? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. here the problem is coming. So no catch blocks are matched, abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, inner finally, outer finally will execute, and then abnormal termination. Clear for all of you right up to this? Sir, up to this 6 cases completed, right? Now the 7th case. If an exception raised, have you observed? If an exception raised, yet a statement 7 and a corresponding catch block matched. If an exception raised, yet a statement 7 and a corresponding catch block matched. What it means? Observe that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, here observe. Inner catch block. If an exception raised, yet a statement 7 and the corresponding catch block matched. Which is the corresponding catch block, sir? Sir, already you are inside inner catch. Which is the corresponding catch block? So here the problem is coming. Now outer catch block is the corresponding catch block. Observe that. Because you are outside of inner try. Then obviously this statement is the part of outer try. Outer catch block is the responsible, right? It is matched. What is the flow? Now observe. 1, 2, 3 should be compulsory executed. 1, 2, 3 should be compulsory executed. If the control coming to statement 7 means maybe the problem at 4 or 5 or 6 somewhere. The problem is there at 4th statement or 5th statement or 6th statement. Because of that, sir, the control came to 7. That's why 4, 5, 6 may or may not execute. 4, 5, 6 may or may not. Somewhere the problem is there in this statement. Because of that, the control came to statement 7. Are you getting? Now, while executing 7, the problem is coming. Immediately, sir, which catch block is the responsible? Outer catch. But before going to outer catch, here only finally will be executed. That's why 8 only finally, not remaining, only finally, and then go to outer catch block. Now it is matched. It is matched. That's why 10 followed by 11 followed by 12 normal termination. Sir, 10 handle. Next, remaining statements will be executed normally. 11, 12 normal termination. Sir, observe that. If the statement, if the control came to 7 means maybe the problem at 4 or 5 or 6. That's why just I took x. Maybe problem at 4 or 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3 compulsory, and the problem maybe at 4, 5, 6 maybe somewhere. Now the control came to catch block. Here an exception is coming. Outer catch block is the responsible, but before outer catch block, compulsory finally block should be executed. Now once finally block executed and then outer catch block, okay, like this. So what is the flow, sir? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sir, 4, 5, 6 may or may not. Somewhere the problem at 4, 5, 6. That's why. So the control came to 7. But while executing 7, exception raised. First finally block. And then outer catch block. Finally normal statement. So 10, 11, 12 normal termination. That's all, sir. So this is if an exception raised at 7 and the corresponding catch block matched, what is the flow? Now the next case is, sir. The next case is very easy. If an exception raised yet a statement 7. Oh, same line, yet a statement 7 and the corresponding catch block not matched. If the corresponding catch block not matched, what is the flow? Observe. An exception raised at statement 7 and the corresponding catch block not matched. Sir, if the corresponding catch block not matched, abnormal termination. But how the flow? So to reach statement 7, 1, 2, 3 should be compulsory executed. 1, 2, 3 executed. And then, so maybe the problem at 4 or 5 or 6 somewhere. That's why the control came to 7. So 4, 5, 6, just the x I am taking, may or may not. Now statement 7, the problem came. Now whenever an exception raised at statement 7, immediately the control will goes to outer catch block. But before going outer catch block, finally will be executed. Only finally. And then this catch block, sorry, not matched. If it is not matched, abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, this finally block will be executed. That's why 11 followed by abnormal termination. Are you getting the point? 1, 2, 3, XXX, 8, 11, and then abnormal termination. Everyone can able to understand, right? What is the flow here we are going to get? So now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 compulsory. 4, 5, 6 may or may not, because there is a problem at 4 or 5, 6. Because of that 7 came, but while executing 7, exception riser, finally block, and then outer catch block not matched, abnormal termination, but before abnormal termination only finally block followed by abnormal termination. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 may or may not. So inner finally block, outer finally block, followed by abnormal termination. Clear for all of you, right? That's all. Just observe. I told, take paper with pleasant mind, analyze, then you can get much clarity. Don't worry, sir. Sir, now what is the next case? Here have a look once, sir. If an exception raised, yet a statement 8, if an exception raised, yet a statement 8 and corresponding catch block matched. Oh, and corresponding catch block matched. An exception raised, yet a statement 8. Which is the statement 8, sir? Sir, inner finally. Observe that. Inner finally. An exception raised at inner finally. Now, corresponding catch block matched. What will happen? Corresponding catch block means outer catch only. Now, how the control reaches a statement 8? It is a very important, sir. 1, 2, 3. These statements must be compulsory. Next, what about 4, 5, 6? Is there any guarantee? If the control coming to statement 8 means, is there any guarantee 4, 5, 6 will be executed compulsory? May or may not. Suppose here there is an exception. Because of that, now 7 and then 8. Oh, 4, 5, 6 may not. That's why 4, 5, 6, just I am taking optional. Next, is there any chance to execute 7 always? No. Because the reason is, assume there is no exception. 4, 5, 6 normally. There is no exception. That's why the control came to finally block. Okay, without executing. So 7 also optional. So 1, 2, 3 and then 4, 5, 6, 7 may or may not. Now the control came to 8, sir. Okay, well, now the problem came. If the problem came and the corresponding catch block matched, yes, corresponding catch block matched, sir, now 10, 11, 12 normal termination. 10, 11, 12 normal termination. Remaining story already you aware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 may or may not. 8, while executing 8, the problem came, immediately catch block, 10, 11, 12 normal termination. Okay, clear, right? Now observe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 may or may not. 4, 5, 6, 7 may or may not. And then finally, while executing finally an exception raised, that's why 10, 11, 12 normal termination, because this catch block already matched. Any doubt? Friends, is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, well, now the next case, right? If an exception raised, yet a statement 8, same statement, and corresponding catch block not matched. If the corresponding catch block not matched, what is the flow, sir? So an exception raised at 8, but corresponding catch block not matched. Simple, it is always abnormal termination, but before abnormal termination, finally block will be executed. Can you please tell the flow? 1, 2, 3 normal. 4, 5, 6, 7 may or may not. I told already, because sir, here there is an exception. Because of that exception, 7 and then 8. So 4, 5, 6 may not. Next, sir, 7 without, sir, assume there is no exception. Assume there is no exception. Now there is no exception means 4, 5, 6 normally and directly 8. That's why 7 is also optional. Okay, now 7 is also optional. Control came to 8. So if an exception raised, immediately control will goes to catch block. but catch block not matched. If the catch block not matched, it is always what? Abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, finally block will be executed. Are you getting? 11 will be executed and then abnormal termination. Only finally abnormal termination. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 may or may not, 7 may or may not. Next, catch block not matched, abnormal termination. So before that finally 11 followed by abnormal termination. Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand? Clear, right? Sir, up to these 10 cases we covered. Now the 11th case. Observe. If an exception raised at a statement 9 and the corresponding catch block matched. Sir, observe very carefully, sir. If an exception raised at a statement 9, which is the statement 9? Here, sir. Oh, inner try catch finally completed. Now the last statement inside outer try. Here the problem is coming. Sir, what is the flow? Now take very special care. If the control, how the control came to statement 9? Observe. 1, 2, 3 should be executed compulsory. 1, 2, 3. Next, 4, 5, 6 may or may not. Sir, assume if an exception rises somewhere. Now 7, 8, 9. That's why 4, 5, 6 may or may not. Next, 7 also may or may not. What the reason is? Assume there is no exception. 4, 5, 6 and then control came to 8. Okay, without executing 7. That's why 4, 5, 6, 7 all are optional, may or may not. But without executing this finally block, the control never comes to statement 9, because if there is a problem at 8, it will go directly to the catch. But still the control came to 9 means statement 8 executed normally. Now control came to 9. While executing 9, an exception raised. Immediately, do you know, while executing 9, if an exception raised, immediately this catch block is the responsible. Corresponding catch block matched, then automatically 10, 11, 12 normal termination. Are you getting? So here the problem is coming. Immediately the control will goes to catch block 10, 11, 12 normal termination. Remember this one, sir. So 1, 2, 3 will be executed normally. 4, 5, 6, 7 may be optional. 4, 5, 6, 7 optional. But 8 compulsory will be executed. And while executing 9, the problem is coming. Immediately catch block, finally block and remaining. So catch block, finally block, remaining statements, normal termination. That's all. So if an exception rises at statement 9 and the corresponding catch block matched, what is the flow? This is the flow, sir. Next case, observe carefully. If an exception rises yet a statement 9 and the corresponding catch block not matched. If an exception rises yet a statement 9 and the corresponding catch block not matched. Observe that, sir. So if an exception rises yet a statement 9 and the corresponding catch block not matched, how the control will come to statement 9? Just now I explained. 1, 2, 3 compulsory, 4, 5, 6 okay, 4, 5, 6 optional, 7 also optional, may or may not, but 8 compulsory will execute. Now here 9 the problem came, but corresponding catch block not matched. If the corresponding catch block not matched, it is always abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed. That's why 11 followed by abnormal termination. Only finally block will be executed followed by abnormal termination. That's why 1, 2, 3 okay, 4, 5, 6, 7 optional, 8 will execute. While executing 9 the problem is coming. 9 the problem, but catch block not matched. Finally will be executed 11 followed by abnormal termination. That's all. Sir, how beautiful it is. Compulsory you have to analyze very clearly, sir. Next case, observe carefully. Next case, if an exception raised at a statement 10. An exception raised at a statement 10. Sir, statement 10 means this catch block, outer catch block. If an exception raised at statement 10, is it normal or abnormal termination? It is always abnormal termination. It is always abnormal termination because it is outside of try block. So up to this, either inside inner try or outer try is there, but this statement is outside of try block. That's why it is always abnormal termination. But before abnormal termination, only finally block will be executed. Remember this one. It is always abnormal termination. But before that, finally block will be executed. So which finally blocks are 11. Finally block will be executed. Okay, well. Sir, now if an exception raised, sir, 14, case number 14, if an exception raised at statement 11 or statement 12, if an exception raised at a statement 11, it is always abnormal termination. Have you remembered, right? If any statement which raises an exception which is not part of try block, abnormal termination. If an exception raised at statement 12, it is also abnormal termination. That's also in both cases we are going to get abnormal termination. That's all, sir. These are 14 cases what you people should aware. If you aware this scenario, then you can play the games with the try catch finally. Nothing will be there, sir. Okay, but anyway you may have some doubts. With pleasant mind you can analyze, automatically you will get. If still you are having the doubt, just with this scenario write a small chota program, a small demo program and try to execute, then you will get much clarity. Clear for all of, right? I hope from this flow most of your doubts got clarified. Clear?